here, back with another episode of Feel Good Friday, right here live on my Facebook page, or if you are watching on YouTube later on. So I am back again. I've had a little bit of a break. Well, I had 1 week off last week because my brain was turned to jelly as a result of jet lag, and there was absolutely no way I could even contemplate either filming a video or even recording a video or going live on my page. I would not have been making any sense at all. So I had a week off last week, but now we are back to it every single Friday with more videos that will be either pre-recorded and all organized, or on the fly and live like this one today. Hi Debbie, lovely to see you here. So today I'm starting a series of videos entitled Why Diets Fail. Now, this is one of the biggest things that I help women in my community with, and I have coached hundreds of women to get off their diets so that they can feel more empowered around food and happier and generally living cravings free and not dieting anymore, because I believe very, very strongly that diets fail, and I want to give you today the 3 biggest reasons why I believe that diets fail. And in the coming weeks, I'm going to be doing a few more videos going into these reasons in a little bit more detail and giving you perhaps a little bit more guidance and hints and tips on what you should be doing to kind of get off your diet and just change that whole mindset around food. So the top 3 reasons that I believe, and this is based on years of experience of working with women who've come to me from various different slimming clubs and, tried every single diet under the sun. And, this is based on, my research of these women into what I feel is basically setting people up to fail. And it's not you that is failing. This is that many people think that they go on a diet and they fail. It's the diet's failing you. So this is what I want to go into in a little bit more detail. So the top 3 reasons that I believe that diets fail. The first one is the food that you're eating. The second one is the mindset that you are perhaps not being taught when you're on a diet. And the third one is the goals that you are trying to achieve as a result of being on a diet. So I'll go into these in a little bit more detail. So first of all, the food. Whatever diet you decide to start, you are likely to be giving up a lot of foods that you like, a lot of foods that you enjoy, or you're going to be giving up large food groups like fat or carbohydrates, or usually those are the ones that you're having to give up. So you're either going on a very low carb or carb-free diet, or you're going on a fat-free diet. Either way, you're cutting out large food groups, some of which you might actually require for your body to function properly. Fat is one of those. Your body needs fat, and when you're on fat-free diets, your body's actually going to start craving that fat and missing out on quite a lot of the nutrients available from good quality fats from following a low-fat or a fat-free diet. And the other thing often is that with food, you might be, given instructions. This is what you're allowed to eat. This is what you're not allowed to eat. And the minute you're told you're not allowed to eat something, isn't that just the only thing that you actually want to eat? So it's creating this kind of awful relationship with like, foods I'm allowed and foods I'm not allowed. And it suddenly turns food into, this kind of like battle of good versus evil. And that's not what we want to have around food. We want food to be joyful, not evil. So that is one of the biggest problems that I see. And there's so much more that I could talk about on this, and I will do in upcoming videos. But just for today, that's one of the biggest reasons that I see diets failing is, because the food that you're either told you are allowed to eat or you're not allowed to eat. The second biggest reason that I see diets failing is mindset. Now, when you are, put on a diet, or you decide to go on a diet, you're likely given, what you're allowed to eat. This is what you're allowed to eat. You are not taught how to eat. So what happens when, you've had friends come to stay, or it's your birthday, or it's an anniversary, or you're going out with the girls? What happens is that you're just like, well, I've got to only eat these foods and I'm not allowed to eat these foods. And suddenly you're the most boring person at the party because you're like, always on a diet, and you just don't know what you're doing. You're fumbling around. And so what happens is more often than not, you're going to go, oh, sod it, I'm just going to have that. And then all of a sudden you've failed, and you're like, oh, well, I've eaten out and I've had all the things I'm not supposed to eat on my forbidden list. And so I failed. And so therefore I'm going to just ditch it. I'm going to start again on Monday. or I'm going to start again next week, or I've had it now, so that's the weekend blown, so I might as well just stuff my face for the rest of the weekend. And on starts this ongoing, negative self-talk of that you're terrible, you failed, and you're an awful person. It's not true. You're not an awful person. It's the diet failing you. You're not being taught how to eat. You're not being taught how to not eat with your emotions. You're not being taught how to get through stress without, sticking your face in the giant biscuit tin. You're just not being taught these things when you start a diet. You're given a very prescriptive plan. Allowed to eat, not allowed to eat, or have these shakes, or don't eat these, this list of foods, and there's no working it into your lifestyle, and as a result it becomes unsustainable, and you're stuck on this hamster wheel of trying and failing all the time, and you just don't know where to go with it. I like to teach people how to eat, and that it's actually okay to eat things on the so-called naughty list, and it's not going to be the end of the world. Okay, you are allowed to eat these things. You're allowed to eat foods that taste good. You're allowed to go out and have a slice of birthday cake on somebody's birthday, and it's okay. It doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean in any way that you're totally derailed. You know what to do because you're given the tools, you're given the mindset tools on how to eat more healthily in your next meal or the next day. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I feel that diets fail you. You're not given the tools, you're not given the mindset on how to actually eat properly, and it's just setting you up to fail every single time. Now, the third biggest reason that I see diets failing is, more often than not, the reason why you go on a diet is because you want to lose weight. Okay, 99.9% of people who go on diets because they want to lose weight. So that is your primary goal for wanting to go on this diet. And it's the only metric that you are tracking. So when you're only tracking one metric, which is the number on a scale, then you are setting yourself up to fail, because if that number stays the same, you failed. If that number goes up a little bit, you failed. If that number goes down, then you've succeeded. And it's just all about failure and success based on one metric, which is a number on a scale. You're not tracking anything else. You're not tracking your energy levels. You're not tracking how well your digestive system's working. You're not tracking whether you're feeling more bloated or less bloated. You're not tracking your hormones and whether your PMS is improving as a result of eating this way. It's only ever one thing. And I've seen it so many times. I've seen women, start to eat a different way. And because the number on the scale is not shifting, they're failing. It's not working. And I'll ask them, but how are you feeling? Oh, well, I suppose I've got a little bit more energy, and I suppose my jeans feel a little bit looser, and my PMS wasn't as bad this month, but I still haven't lost any weight. And I'm like, whoa there, Nelly. Hold on a minute. You've just told me your energy levels have improved, your jeans feel looser, and you didn't have PMS this month. Your quality of life is improving, and you probably are losing some fat around your middle because you don't feel so bloated. You can do your jeans up. Your digestive system is working better. The weight loss will come in time. When you're on a diet, you can lose weight really quite quickly, but what happens the minute you start eating normally again? It all piles back on again, plus a little bit extra for good measure. So when you're only tracking your weight, you are setting yourself up to fail. There are so many other amazing things that can happen in your body when you're eating better and you're treating yourself better, over and above just a number on a scale. So to recap, I believe the three biggest reasons why diets fail, and I've seen this in women time and time again, this is anecdotal from the hundreds of women that I have helped, hundreds of women that I've worked with, the food that you're eating, the mindset, and the goals that you are tracking are the reasons why your diets are failing. Now, in the coming weeks, I'm going to be going into these in a bit more detail, so don't worry, and I'm going to be giving you a little bit more in terms of hints and tips and tools in terms of what you can do in those three areas to help you overcome those a little bit and start to feel a little bit more balanced around food, a bit more empowered and a bit happier, so that you too can ditch your diet and stop being a slave to either being on a diet or off a diet, which is ultimately what I want to help people with. So Please let me know whether you enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions, post them in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, then do please share it out amongst your friends and family. Give me a like, a follow, or a subscribe. I'd be very, very grateful. If you want to hear more from these videos, then you'll get notifications. If you subscribe to my YouTube channel, or if you follow my Facebook page, that's the best way to get notifications when I am going live next or when I'm posting another video. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. I will be back next Friday with another episode of Feel Good Friday, and I'll be going into a bit more detail on reason number 1 why diets fail on the food aspect. We'll be looking at certain different diets and why I believe that they are setting you up to fail. Thank you so much for joining me on this video, and I'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye bye.